Okay, so here today we are going to talk about flex grow, and by flex grow we mean that something which takes up a portion of a certain space. Okay, so here we can see the three divs side by side. Literally, when you zoom in, there is no empty space. While sorry, there are lots and lots of empty spaces. So what we need to do is we need to fill these spaces up, otherwise it looks a bit bad. So for that there is a wonderful property in flex called flex grow. So what flex grow does is, when by default everything is flex grow 0. Okay, so let me type flex grow 0 and let me just copy and paste these. Now this is very basic stuff, but some things they might ask you in an interview, or it's very useful to know when you're working. So if we now give that box 1, let it grow by 1. So what happens is, just now see the magic. Box 1 takes up the entire empty space. So it's like if the total space div was 1200 pixel, previously it was 300 pixels each. So there was like 300 pixel of open space. So now if the div of box 1 was 300 pixel, with another 300 pixel, it now became 600 pixel. If we just box 1, if we see how much box 1 is actually, no, not on a small screen but on a large screen, if we see this, okay, we see that it has become 789 pixels. So we can see that it has increased. So now you want that, no, the box 1 is looking too big, it needs to grow in the same proportion, box 2 needs to grow in the same proportion as box 1. Fine, just another line of code. And now if we write, now you always see the div has changed. Okay, now if you write flex row 1, and we see all of them are equivalent. So you see it's such a beautiful property that uh, flex grow, in the property flex grow, each div goes by whatever margin or whatever the proportion you want. Suppose you it's like uh, in Bootstrap there are 12 grids in a column. So if we write 4 4 and also 4 here, it gives us the same input as a Bootstrap grid. Now if you wrote something like 2 4 and 6, okay, so here let me explain it to you again. Flex row occupies the empty space at a proportion which you want. The empty space is occupied by the proportion you want, or it's assigned. So here we assigned flex grow 2, flex grow 4, and here it's flex grow 6. So it takes 2 by 12 of the empty space, box 2 takes 4 by 12 of the empty space, and box 3 takes 6 by 12 of the empty space, which means box 3 takes 50% of the empty space, box 2 takes 33% of the empty space, and box 1 takes round about 17% of the empty space. So I hope you guys are clear. The main thing is that in flex grow, what we can do is we can fill up the empty space in the proportion we want by assigning the proportion to each and in each individual divs, and therefore it will fill up those divs according to the proportion in which we want and which we assign actually. So whatever we want, we have to assign uh, the flex grow to those divs so that it can give us the exact same layout. Thank you.